Violin is what I relate to like a woman, It's soft, it can make you cry, it nurtures the sound.
She fell, she fought, and in the end, she emerged victorious. This is the woman of today, and she is made of steel. Come and watch how she slays.
Music has been part of my growing up, rather part of my life. In fact, I have been exposed to music since the time I was in my mother's womb, because she has been a very serious, eminent violinist from Assam in the Northeast. And she used to play the violin, or rather started learning when she was 8.5 years old, 72 years back. She just turned 80. And there was nothing beyond music in our house. The entire ambience was music, because it was like it was like a religion for us. And of course, academics happened along the way, like in a very normal, regular household. But I started playing, rather looking at the violin as a toy initially when I was 8 years old. And I went into her class one day, and when one of the students were playing, I just took it up and started to try to play. And sure enough, because I probably got the genes from my mother, I started learning it quickly. Violin can be a very overwhelming instrument for beginners, because it's a very tough instrument to start with. All instruments are difficult to master, but the violin is one of those instruments which is very difficult is very challenging for beginners. I did an MBA degree in human resources, and like a regular, normal academic student, I started with the job of teaching management. And that's when I realized that there are a lot of metaphors in the music world. There are a lot of benefits of music as a medium rather than just entertainment. One is that sound has a huge impact on the mind and body. And that was the context of music therapy. Music is used in rehabilitation clinics, in hospitals, in various kinds of developmental programs, and now in the corporate world. And I'm so happy that in India we've started using music. Some of the corporates and a lot of HR professionals and HR heads and forums have embraced my concept of using music for learning and leadership in a structured fashion. So the journey continues, experience continues, but what's been the most fulfilling part of my journey is giving back through music. I was introduced to the less privileged world 15 years back at the Don Bosco Street shelter in Mumbai for children who were actually, rescued from the streets, young boys, drug abused, sexually abused, rescued from the streets. And music, the arts, theatre, sports was giving them a lot of peace to forget their hard life, and also to work together with people and connect with people. And that was my first ever experience of sharing my music with someone who was in need, who was in pain, who wanted to recover, who wanted to have a new lease of life. And that's when I started working in the community. And I must share with you, HD, that has been the biggest positive addiction of my life the last 15 years. All the energy that I get whilst performing or conducting a session, performing and traveling, I think I get it from the community. Children in Dharavi, children in our Milk Colony, the Don Bosco children in tribal Guwahati in Assam. And all these children gave me so much of energy, so much of learning, so much of lessons about life, about all the privileges that we had. And more I went into the community, more I started sharing my music, and more I rediscovered facets of my own self that I wasn't aware I had. And I don't know how I completed 20,000 children, and by God's grace, I got an invitation to the Vatican, and I got a recognition from His Holiness Pope Francis. So these are some achievements which came from sharing the music, sharing the craft. Yes, there are awards and recognitions and name and fame and the high of an audience, but sharing your own craft, your knowledge, your experience with people who need it is what makes a difference in our lives. So As an artist, I think it's the greatest gift my mother gave me, the gift of music. I have nothing to be proud of. I can only nurture it, help people release their stress, entertain them, and also share it with people who need it. The world becomes a better place.